ceremonies, Kirkpatrick.
I had to ride my bike. There's no parking downtown anymore, so. Hey, good evening, and welcome to the 2019 Chamber Celebration. Tonight, we are honoring Owensboro's best businesses, and we have a lot to celebrate. You know, in the last couple of years, our business community has earned a lot of wonderful accolades. Site Selection Magazine says we're one of the top 5 of the Tier 3 metro areas in the United States. Pretty impressive. And then Business Insider, top city for millennials. That's pretty impressive. The Lane Report, remember that? Talked about our port, our river port, one of the busiest of the 8 in the state. We were just named one of the top 20 cities for manufacturing in the United States. Pretty strong. Impressive. And our most recent award, the city with the greatest number of chicken restaurants on one street. That 54 corridor is just booming, isn't it? That was from Eat Me magazine, too. Did you see that? That was kind of... Well, listen, it's a special year. But it's extra special for 2 iconic businesses here in Owensboro. First of all, Greenville Chisholm, our printing sponsor, celebrating 100 years in business this year. Now, come on, that is pretty strong. Carl and his team, they're actually expanding this year, too, so congratulations. And also joining them, Don Moore Automotive, celebrating the 100th birthday. Are the Don Moore people here? Where are you? An incredible family story there, and the cars that they have now, they almost drive themselves, don't they? By the way, I still have my 2009 Honda Accord I got from Don Moore. Of course, it didn't have all of the technology, but I've kind of figured out, as long as I'm driving with my wife, I have all the bells and whistles right there in the passenger seat. Have you done this? I'm driving and I get near the speed limit, I get the message, we're not in any hurry, are we? Have you heard that before? I have my own GPS. Guidance provided by spouse, right there in the next one. I'm driving, your GPS tells you exactly where to go. In 400 yards, turn left on Magnolia. You hear that a lot? Mine just asks questions. I'm driving and, why didn't you turn back there? You hear that? Or, you do know where we're going, don't you? A car is ahead of you. They change lanes, but they don't use their turn signal. No problem. She'll honk the horn for you. Where's your blinker? Getting around Owensboro is going to be a lot easier this year, and I think in some ways a lot more fun. Have you heard about the Mayor's Mile? This is pretty impressive. It's like a walkway. It's downtown, right by the riverfront. What is really neat about this is that no matter where you get on, if you follow the signs, you end up 1 mile later. It's exactly 1 mile. And it's going to be great for people that walk like me and for our visitors. And boys, Mark Calitri can tell you, we got a lot of visitors ever since O.Z. Tyler landed us on the Bourbon Trail here in Kentucky. That has brought a lot of people in. It's exciting. I think about it, maybe we should have a bourbon mile. Have you thought about it? It could be downtown too. Where you go from restaurant to restaurant, sampling bourbon. Yeah, it could be downtown on the riverfront. You could start at like Burger Theory, and then make another stop at Bar Louie. Then stop again, at Colby's. Maybe go over to Feta, CYB, another stop and another drink, maybe at Mellow Mushroom. Then the trick is to get to the Miller House Bourbon Bar without getting lost or falling into the river. Just kind of one more is up. Well, what is also exciting this year, it's probably the most exciting thing. It's only January, But we already know what the number one story for the year is going to be. It's the relighting of the bridge. Are you not excited? This is a game changer. Yes. Now, this is what the bridge looked like before they had to turn the lights off. That was about 5 years ago or so. But the new lights are going to be LED lights. They'll like change color. You can actually even have a graphic on the side of the bridge. Like for the 4th of July, boom, it's red, white, and blue. Is that impressive? Yeah. St. Patrick's Day, the blue bridge turns green. Huh? Oh, okay. Let's say that the new Owensboro Bluegrass Center is having a big show one weekend. Bang! We put a banjo on the bridge to help promote it. I think it's pretty exciting. And you know, we could use it for any big event that the whole city would want to come together and celebrate. Like, when Gabe's Tower eventually just falls over on its own. On the bridge, it's a party! Right. And we're not going to have to pay for it because the mayor said he's going to have Indiana pay for the lights. And you know, and there's more optimism. That's a good point because the city is now back on firm financial footing. They've really gone a long way of saving money. It was about a year ago, by example, Mayor Watson had all of the windows in City Hall, changed out with the new energy efficient windows. And of course, the first thing everybody said, well, how much is that going to cost? But I asked the mayor, and he said, I told Angela not even to pay the bill because the salesperson told me that in a year the windows would pay for themselves. It's like money in our pocket right there. Well, more optimism. Leadership Owensboro, have you heard this? They just finished a survey of all of their members. 96% said they thought Owensboro was going in the right direction. Now that's incredible. Well, there were 3% that said, you do know where we're going, don't you? 2% said, why didn't you turn left back there? Well, tonight, before we start presenting our awards, it's time for our in memoriam portion of the program. This is where we say goodbye to those businesses that went out of business last year. It was a sad time for many of them. First of all, of course, last year is when we lost Roderick's driving school and liquor stop. That just did not work out. Also closing last year was the G-Spot. Closed doors. Yep. I think the problem was nobody knew where it was. They just couldn't find it. And you know how bad men are about asking for directions, so you couldn't do it. Also last year is when we lost what to name your business. I think the sign says it all. And it was kind of discouraging too because they had just put in some new energy efficient windows in their entire building. They thought they would say. Also last year we lost Toss Your Salad and Juice Bar. Yes. Toss. I shouldn't be laughing. Actually, I thought they were going to make it. They had a big write-up in Eat Me magazine. Last year, we also had to close the doors on the kid sex change store. I think the sign confused a lot of people, really is what it was. And finally, of course, it was sad to see the law firm go. Ditch her quick and hide divorce attorneys. They said goodbye, kind of. Hey, thank you very much. I hope you're going to have a good time tonight. Thank you, great audience. We're going to have fun.